Welcome back to the Nerd Father. Father Miller here, and I have an article today that has dumbfounded me since seeing it earlier this morning. I guess DC is issuing a new Wonder Woman graphic novel that's going to focus on real world heroes, which include AOC and Rashida Talib. I probably mispronounced the name, but anyway. So this is coming to us from Bounding into Comics, and they're going to be focusing on 17 female real-world heroes, again, including AOC and Senator Elizabeth Warren. 18 women. I actually had to look up some of these women because I had never heard of them before. I guess this Keiko Agena is some sort of actress. I don't know why she would be on it. I love how they have Ruth Bader Ginsburg, but as my cynical viewpoint will come out soon, I'll give you my thoughts on that. But I love this part here. The lasso compels truth, but it can't stop mansplaining. The graphic novel will present tales of the real-world heroes who take up Diana's mantle and work in the fields of science, social justice, activism, diplomacy, and more. I really don't know how Beyonce fits into that. She's one of them on there, too. Edited by New York Times best-selling young adult author Laurie Halsell Anderson. Each of the graphic novel stories will focus on a specific figure and be handled by an individual creative teams. Now this is where I have the big problem with it. Okay, I'm wearing a Reagan Bush shirt, but you know what? Reagan Bush was almost 40 years ago. It'd be no different if I was wearing an Eisenhower shirt in the 80s when I was a kid. Plus, Reagan has been so far removed. Miss Reagan. Look at this. Look at this list. You got AOC, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Elizabeth Warren, Rashida Talib. Well, let's see. Democrat. If you really wanted to go with a historical figure, you should have went with Sandra Day O'Connor, who was the first woman to be on the Supreme Court, but because it was appointed by Reagan, you can't have that. Tara Frazier, don't know who that is. Let's take a look. Should be interesting. Okay, if this is the one, I guess it's because she runs airline. Okay. I don't know why Amelia Earhart's not on here. Beyonce? Whatever. Edith Windsor. Let's look up who that is. Ah! The gay rights activist whose landmark case led the Supreme Court to grant same-sex married couples recognition. Lovely. Marsha Johnson. Let's see who that is. Malcolm Michaels. Yeah, I remember hearing about this person. De Blasio in New York City, his wife led a campaign to try to figure out what statues to make. They wanted to do women, I think it was women that were part of New York City history. St. Mother Cabrini, who founded a lot of stuff that helped the poor and worked with the immigrants, was one of the leaders. She didn't get a statue, but Marsha did. Yeah, I don't see anything that attracts me so far. Emma Gonzalez, if you remember her, she was one of the Parkland kids that is leading the March Against Guns. Judith Heumann, let's see, what is she? Okay, American disability rights activist. Okay, I don't see anything wrong with that. Okay, so at least one neutral. Ellen Ochoa. Okay, that's a good one. First Hispanic woman to go into space. But, if you want to go down that road, then why isn't Sally Ride on there? I mean, not only would Sally Ride be the first woman to be in space, she'd be the first lesbian in space, too. Did not know that she was until after she had died a few years ago. I'm not even going to try to pronounce this name. Okay, this would probably be a good one. Chinese disease researcher. Especially with the stuff that we're facing right now. Fine. Serena Williams. Not interested. Teague Notaro. I have never heard of her. She is known for deadpan comedy. I like Stephen Wright. I've been a fan of his for many, many years. Looks like she falls. Let's see what they say. Okay, I don't see why she would be on there. I'm not going to try to pronounce this one. Why? She plays an actress in Gilmore Girls and Prodigal Son. And she's one that's making history? Dominic Dawes, gymnast. I'm fine with that. Let's see. Janelle Monae. Who's that? Oh, yeah, that's right. She's a rapper. I looked her up this morning. I have never heard of her before, but apparently, according to DC, and she's one of those that's changing history. How? I have no clue. So really, of these, there's maybe one or two or three of them that would be neutral. The others, I don't think they, I hate to get into politics on this, but so I'm conservative. I have no desire to read about Cortez, Ginsburg, Warren, Talib. I have no desire to read about Beyonce, Gonzalez, Serena Williams. What is the point of this? I was a business major when I was in college. It's probably been 25 plus years since I took my marketing class. I would love to know if they went through a focus group on this. Who is this directed to? Okay, I live in a deep red state. I know nobody out here is going to want to buy it. Really, who is going to buy this stuff? And this is not the first time Cortez was in the book. I remember that they had a cease and desist last year when Cortez was portrayed as Wonder Woman, with the American flag and all that. Yeah, I have no desire for this garbage. See, again, I go back to who is this directed to? You're alienating the red state on this because I really don't know many people that would want to read this. Compare this with the I don't even know how to pronounce this word. This Kickstarter by Keanu Reeves. This appeals to me. I mean, this sounds awesome. They had to do a Kickstarter. Their goal was to raise $50,000. They've raised in like 3-4 days almost $600,000. I'm going to subscribe to it. I just got to save up a little bit, with the budget and all that for my own budget. I mean, it's $50. That's not much, but, I have other expenses and bills to pay and stuff like that. So, but, on the bright side, my comic budget really, the amount of comics I buy today is almost non-existent. The one I will say, I just came back from town. I got it. I haven't read it yet, but I'm really excited about it. Star Trek, Hell's Mirror. It's basically a comic on the Mirror universe. If you remember Mirror Mirror, where evil Spock wears the goatee and things are backwards. So in this one, I guess Khan is the good guy and Kirk is the bad. So I'm really looking forward to this. It just came out this week and been waiting months for this, so I'm looking forward to doing that. But really, my comic list is almost non-existent. There's really nothing out there anymore. For the first time, I have nothing in my pull box for Marvel. It used to be I would get Deadpool every month. I used to get the Fantastic Four, and even that's a big meh right now. It's just not interesting. So, yeah, you would think that DC would have learned from Marvel's example with the new Warriors, Safe Space, Trailblazer, and Snowflake, but apparently not. So, I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of Schadenfreude when this comes out. I know I'm going to be enjoying it because, again, I just don't see people wanting this, or at least people that buy comics. But anyway, that's about all I got for this. I'm still dumbfounded, but yeah, I'd rather pay a little bit more to get good comics. I'd rather pay a little bit more to buy the older comics that might be in poor shape but are a lot better than what's out there today. So that's all I got. Please be sure to like, share, and hit the ring bell